ल स्टार्ट हो ल स्टार्ट हो
सुरु भयो ल कृष्ण सुरु भयो स्टार्ट सुरु भयो
ल ओहो स्टार टुर युरोपियन टुर बल्ल बल्ल है कति वर्षपछि बल्ल सुरु गरे
बल्ल आयो अहिले
बल्ल 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 मौका आयो ल कति धेरै
Everybody, if you can get your passports out in your hands, please take your passports out now. We're going to be arriving at immigration. So just take a seat quickly so we can leave. So she saw our red tags, so we're now allowed onto the port. If we had come without the red tags, she would have sent us back from here. So now, like I said, we'll bypass all of the cars and we'll move forward. All of the cars here are waiting for their EES, so they're waiting to have their passports scanned, and they may still be doing the fingerprints here, I doubt it. But we should be able to pass straight through.
तपाईको खेदिन्छ दुईजनाको ल भिडियो
Side. You may just be able to see the clock tower in Calais just as we move a little bit further down. So the town of Calais is just across to our right hand side.
Calais I think France.
Now folks, just to remind you of the plan, so we're going to drive now for about 2.5 hours until we reach the capital city of Belgium. In Brussels, we're going to be going towards the outskirts of the city. We're going to visit the Atonium structure. Now it is just a quick picture stop. I'll also be picking up the last passengers who I've already spoken to. But at the same time, we'll make use of a quick photo stop at the Atonium structure, which will, so 2.5 hours to arrive there. We'll spend sort of 15-20 minutes there to take a picture, and then on to lunch. Lunch is very close to the Atonium, maybe like sort of 10 minutes away. But we need to be on schedule. There are lots of groups having lunch there, so we do need to stay on schedule. After we've had lunch, we'll start heading south towards Luxembourg. In Luxembourg, we'll make another break, another halt, where we can all have a quick break, a cup of coffee, use the toilets, and freshen up. And then it's another 2.5 hour drive to the hotel. So today we have a lot of driving to cover, but it will make our day easier for tomorrow.
Sounds good. Power bank line.
And then inside the board, you will see the name of the country that we're entering. So this board coming up now is telling me I'm 800 meters from Belgique. Belgique is the name for Belgium in French. The next border that we'll see, the next board we'll see, will say Belgique. Belgique is the Flemish word for Belgium. So as we cross the next board, we'll be leaving France and entering Belgium. I'll be honest, they make it very easy here. There's a little bump. As we hit the little bump, we're moving between France into Belgium. So ready? Feel for the bump? And did you feel the bump? So we have changed countries between France into Belgium. Now Belgium itself, it has 3 official languages. So they speak Flemish, they speak Wallonian French, which is a dialect of French, and they also speak German on the eastern part of their country. They share borders
Welcome
with
to
Germany,
Belgium.
the
Now you are in
Netherlands,
Belgium.
France,
France,
and
Belgium,
also
sorry.
share borders with Luxembourg.
Loro.
The capital
to
city
Belgium.
is capital city is Brussels. Brussels.
Welcome to Belgium.
Population-wise, they are around the 8 million mark. 8 million mark. Now, as regards to language sort of breakdown, sort of anywhere south of Brussels, they speak French. Anywhere in the north of the country, where we are now, they speak Flemish. And just to the east of their country, towards the German border, they speak German. The flag is 3 vertical lines, black, yellow and red. Black, yellow and red. There are 2 very famous foods that come from Belgium. Does anybody know the famous foods from Belgium?
Chocolate.
I mean, chocolate, technically, if all of the Europeans claim chocolate, the cocoa bean originates from South America. But there are some major Belgium. It can trace its roots, its history back to the Roman period. The river that passes through this area was the River El, and they built a bridge over the River El, and the word for bridge in Flemish was Broek, which is the same word in German. Broek became Brooks, and that's where we get the name Brussels, Bruxelles, the bridge over the River El. Now Brussels itself is not only the capital of Belgium, it is actually a European capital city as well. So they have the European Parliament is housed here in Brussels. So as regards to the European Union, it is a very, very important city. All of the politicians will gather here for the European Union Parliament. It is also the headquarters, world headquarters for the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, better known as NATO. So NATO also have their headquarters here in Brussels. So very much an international city. The city itself sits on the precipice of the language barrier of French and Flemish here in Belgium, but also English is also very much accepted in Brussels because of so many politicians from all over the European coming here to Brussels. Nobody? Just me?
Yes.
Yes, at least one person's awake. It's nice to know one person's awake. The third church is actually very close to where we're making our halt. The third church is the Notre Dame. Again, there are other Notre Dames in the French-speaking world, the most famous one being in Paris. Get a first proper look at the full Atonium. Now we're going to be driving through the Atonium and heading down to the coach park at the bottom. The designer was a gentleman called Andre Waterkeen. Andre Waterkeen. It is a symbol of Brussels, so old postcards and fridge magnets. It appears on all of their sort of memorabilia. And like I said, each of the spherical balls has different things going on. Restaurants, cafes, science experiments, youth hostel, so on and so forth.
खिच्ने हिँड्ने त्यही हो
Atonium.
यो मैले यस्तो नबनाएको नानी
ल होइन
गाडी आयो
गाडी
ल अन्त यता 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 यता
यता यता
यता खिचिदिनु न हाम्रोबाट फोटो खिचिदिनु न यसो
One person cooked in it. Yeah, no onion, no garlic, potato, carrot, chalega. Guys, I've already got one cooking for Jane. Cooking different time में करने का. तो guys, बैठो.
भिडियो खिच्नु भएको
चलो guys, बैठो. चलो. आ जाओ.
ल अहिले चाहिँ ब्रसेल्समा स्टार्टर्स ट्राभल पानारोमिक युरोप टुर अहिले चाहिँ हामी फर्स्ट डेको ब्रसेल्सको अटोनियम मा घुमेर अहिले चाहिँ हामी लन्च ब्रेक वे टु इन्डिया रहेछ यसमा चाहिँ हामी अहिले खाना हाम्रो बन्दोबस्त भएको रहेछ बफेट सिस्टम रहेछ अनि भेजको फुड चाहिँ छ अहिले खानाको चाहिँ टोली ल खाना खाइसक्यो होइन यो कस्तो लाग्यो खाना
बढ़िया था.
ओके ल खाना चाहिँ एकदम राम्रो छ होला नि होइन हजुर ल दोस्त खाना ठिक छ हजुर ल के अरे हिमा बहिनी
एकदम मिठो
एकदम ल ल
We're about to enter the country of Luxembourg. Now this one's a little bit of a harder question, but does anybody know what the capital city of Luxembourg is? Capital city of Luxembourg. Anybody? The answer is Luxembourg. Luxembourg is the capital city of the country Luxembourg. Now we're just coming up to where the old border checkpoint used to be, so you'll see the two flags of the country. Remember, the black, yellow and red is for Belgium. For Luxembourg we have three horizontal lines which are red, white and blue. Red, white and blue. Now there's a very, very famous, you can see the flags to my right hand side, there's a very famous village in Luxembourg. Does anybody know the famous village in Luxembourg? Does anybody know a famous village in Luxembourg? Does anybody know a place in Luxembourg? You all know a place in Luxembourg, you just don't realise you know a place in Luxembourg. Does anybody know? Does anybody have a Schengen visa? Does anybody have a Schengen visa? Schengen is the treaty that was signed that gives you visa rights to all of the EU countries. Schengen is the name of a place in Luxembourg. So that treaty was signed in the place called Schengen, and then the visa takes its name from where the treaty was signed. Now Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, they actually form a trio of countries, what we call the Benelux countries. Now the Benelux countries, BE for Belgium, NAE for the Netherlands and LUX for Luxembourg. So the Benelux countries, they actually used to form one country. They were ruled over by the Spanish Habsburgs. Eventually, when the Spanish Habsburgs were pushed out of this region, first of all the Netherlands took their independence, and then afterwards Belgium and Netherlands took their independence afterwards. They are three of the most liberal countries in the European Union. They are founding members of the European Union. They were the first countries in the European Union where euthanasia became legal. They're the first countries in the European Union where carrying up to 3.5 grams of cannabis was made legal. They were also the first three countries to dismantle their borders in the European Union, which is why we signed the Schengen Treaty here in Luxembourg. But they were the first three countries to start removing their borders to enable people to pass freely from one country to another. Per person, per capita, they are one of the richest countries in the world. They have very, very low taxes, and it means a lot of big businesses have their headquarters here in Luxembourg. Now guys, I'm just going to pull into these services. I'm not going to let people off. I just need to pull in to do something for 2 seconds. We're going to go to the next services, but what I need to do here, I can't do at the next services. So just remain seated. I'll be like 2 seconds.
ल यो कहाँ हो यो
ल रेडी यो एकदम राम्रो आएको छ एउटा ल क्लोजअप फोटो पठाइदिएको रेडी
यो ब्रसेल्स हो कि लक्जमबर्ग हो
थ्याङ्क यू
ल हाम्रो पनि थ्याङ्क यू ल
थ्याङ्क यू very much कृष्ण
ल
European capital as well, trying to move a lot of the EU institutions to Strasbourg. We are very, very close to the border with Germany. In the morning when we leave the hotel, we'll be crossing the border into Germany within sort of 10 minutes or so. Now we are just approaching the hotel, so I just want to give people a heads up so they can start preparing themselves. Guys, when the coach is done for the night, I will not be returning back to the coach for anything. Anything you leave on the coach will still be here tomorrow morning. So if you forget your mobile phones or your money or your bags, everything will be left on the coach until tomorrow morning. So please just do take a couple of minutes to check that you have taken everything that you want for the night before coming off the coach. Just take a couple of extra minutes. It's please do not bring your suitcases to breakfast room. Ladies, tonight, tomorrow morning, every
खोइ त उल्टो भयो कि यो होइन उल्टै हो काठ झिक्नु है फेरि बत्ती त कुन कुन हो कुन कुन
त्यो काठ हाल त्यहाँ काठ हालेपछि मात्रै बल्ल बल्छ बल्ल बल्ल
भयो त ढोका
स्टार्नबर्ग गर्ने ठाउँ रह्यो आजको नाइट चाहिँ यतातिर है ओके
चिया कफी त्यहीँ राखेको रहेछ आफ्नै मुद्दा कुनै
get a first proper look at the full Atonium. Now we're going to be driving through the Atonium and heading down to the coach park at the bottom. The designer was a gentleman called Andre Waterkey. It is a symbol of Brussels, so all postcards and fridge magnets, it appears on all of their sort of memorabilia. Like I said, each of the spherical balls has different things going on. Restaurants, cafes, science experiments, youth hostel, so on and so forth.